But if I may ask, because I remember I was reading one of your other interviews where you literally were like, you cannot compare. Your body of work is actually remarkable.
Thank you.
You are not just a successful actor, but also a very successful director. Not many can boast of this achievement. I think one person, obviously, which is a no-brainer, comes to your mind is Kamal Hassan. And I know you will chide me and you'll be like, no, you can't compare me. But I want to know if you can name two people, perhaps, who have had a very great influence in your body of work, or how you look at cinema, or the craft, or a film which changed you, perhaps.
It's very difficult for me to pick one film, you know, but there are many people who inspire me, like many people who, like Kamal sir, absolutely, you know. I am just on a path traversing in a direction that he created, at least for us from the South. I'm never going to reach where he's reached, but he's the beacon, he's the one who's shining the light for all of us to travel on that path. As an actor, Mammootty sir and Mohanlal sir,
Correct.
you know, I've grown up watching their work. They are the people who really made you fall in awe with the craft of acting. Amitabh Bachchan sir, you know, I'm a huge fan of the Salim Javed, Amitabh Bachchan writers, actor, you know, that what they created in the late 70s, early 80s. I'm a huge fan. Clint Eastwood, you know, being 93 and making a film, that's inspirational for me.
Yeah.
So many people across multiple industries, across multiple crafts, that have inspired me as an actor, as a filmmaker. So yeah, it's very difficult to pick one.
I can imagine. I mean, the list can go on.
Yeah, it can go on and on and on. Yeah.
But you know, one of the things that you have perhaps inspired a lot of people for is how secure you are as an actor, and that reflects. Okay, I mean, again, I just pick pieces from whatever you have said before, but in an interview, of course, you mentioned one of the anecdotes where you had to actually convince a director to sort of, and make him believe that you are okay playing a smaller part, but that is the part which fits you. I don't know of many actors who would do that, especially in the times where most of them are sort of looking for more screen time, more leading roles. I mean, it's part and parcel of the industry. I want to know, where does this sense of sort of like security come from? Where does it stem from?
From an acute sense of selfish realization, you know, of being experienced enough to understand that what matters the most is the film.
Correct.
If the film does not work, whatever you do in it is not going to work. People are not going to talk about a fantastic performance in a bad film.
True.
They're only going to talk about a good performance in a great film. So your first priority should always be to make sure that you are doing within the film what will help the film.
Correct.
I would always prefer being part of a great film doing an average character than a bad film doing a fantastic character.
Wow.
Right? So when you get a script, and if you realize that as an actor, this is how you can best help the film, this is how you can best help attain the vision that that particular filmmaker wants to attain, then you put yourself as a secondary priority. Your first priority should always be to try and make the best version of that film.
So, if I may ask, was Prithviraj always like this, or the shift happened after a certain year or a phase that perhaps you had to encounter?
I would like to believe I've always been like this, but the credit is not mine. The credit is also an illustrious heritage that the Malayalam film industry has.
True.
Over the years of great actors taking the same path. You know, you would have multiple instances of Mammootty sir, Mohanlal sir, all of them, you know, putting themselves aside and thinking about the film first. You know, putting themselves as a secondary priority and thinking, okay, no, this is not what matters. What matters is that the film should work. So I have these great geniuses to look up to and learn from. So